Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back down to the field for game number one between Penn State and Houston. Penn State 0-1 after a 4-game loss to Radford. Houston 1-0 after a 3-0 sweep of Old Dominion. I'm joined back with Fox. How's it going, man? You're new to the broadcast this season. It's been a while since you've been on here. Houston and Penn State up on the call now.
How's it going, Nation? It's good to be back. I appreciate the opportunity, and we got to see Houston just play the series with a 3-0 sweep over Old Dominion. Houston got going late in that series. They started off maybe just a little bit slow, but as that series went on, it went pretty darn good. Then Penn State, they had a great outing last night despite the loss. So two teams that should be pretty well matched, and it should be an exciting series. I'm excited.
I'm excited to be here as well. And Sander gonna find the first. That's nitrous for Penn State. The Nittany Lions strike first is 25 seconds into game one.
Great read off the post. That's just a Penn State bounce it takes there off the Houston goal post. There were defenders in the area, but it's hard to read with those type of angles. That post is awfully sharp, and Penn State, they were sharp themselves on the money to get that one. They will attack right back in towards the back wall of Houston that's covered by Dez, and he wins the 50. Towards midfield, but right back from Fahad. Forces Zolfi to a save the rebound, though. There's two Penn State Nittany Lions there. They're going to cash in 2-0 in the bank.
Fahad finds a second and a quick save for Zolfi, sets Fahad right back up. A dunk of his own. Just 39 seconds off the clock. It's a 2-0 Nittany Lion lead.
Yeah, great start. Penn State, less than 40 seconds in, already up by 2, and now Houston are looking to bounce back. They did just play a series. However, that could also play in your favor. You could be definitely warm from that series, and you're used to playing on the stream because you just did it. So none of the stream nerves should be there here for Houston as Zolfi puts it in off the backboard. Right for Xander. He will get 50'd by Dez. Popped up, looking to defend with Fahad. They will clear it. Only as far as Dez. Good 50. Is there a Cougar there on the end of it? No, it'll be tipped away. Xander and Fahad combined, and they will send it back deep into the Houston territory.
3:45 to go, just minute 15 to gone. Houston still trying to find that first goal, and maybe a chance here. Zolfi going to force it through. No one home to shoot. A give and go. 3 up for Houston. Penn State to put pressure right back down the red side of the Nittany Lions offense. Sets right back up in the red zone.
Nice clearance, but Kiliax was in the proper spot. Zolfi takes it away from him, picking his pocket, but Xander was wary, keeping that one out. Now here comes Dez. He's getting calls from the chat, ready to see some Dez peek. That opportunity will be denied, as will this one. Fahad covering the back wall, forcing Dez now into a touch, but Xander. Penn State showing some very quick agility up to balls in the air. Houston might have to go back to the drawing board with how hard it is to penetrate the Penn State defense aerial-wise.
3 minutes to go in game number one. Houston still just trying to fight with their first goal on the board. It's still trailed 2, but again, trying to get that first goal is the most important thing right now for Houston. Getting on the board and establishing your offense in a series like this, and maybe a chance for Zolfi's bumped off the opportunity there in halftime now approaching. Still a 2-0 lead for the Nittany Lions of Penn State.
Pass across mid, Xander once again, well defended. The back wall of Penn State always seems to have 1 to 2 players on it. Nittany Lions very wary to the Houston attack. That one showing a little bit of defense of their own. Houston will clear it away. This one's downfield by Dez. First one to it, Zolfi versus Xander. Xander got the better of it. Nice 50 there, but polka dot. Reinforcements arriving for the Cougars. They will be turned away again. Fahad and Xander have been on the defense, and then Kiliax is able to play that forward man, create more chances for Penn State. Houston having a little bit of trouble finding enough room to operate, but now they've got a chance headed towards the Penn State backboard.
Jonas and I watched last night. Penn State played Radford, and Penn State looks very, very good. I mean, they're going to be a much more dangerous team this spring in the Big Ten, and Houston's got a lot on their plate here in this series, but they look very good against Old Dominion offensively, even defensively as well. But they're going to have to find a way to limit nitrous and limit this Penn State offense. And right now, through 4 minutes, they have not done that, but I'm sure there's time still to adjust, at least going into Game 2 and Game 3, maybe beyond that if needed.
Yep, nitrous, of course, is Xander. We are calling him Xander because that's what you're seeing on your screen. That shot by Houston just wide, but when Nation said nitrous, that is Xander. Fahad, he is going to have his name stamped firmly on this game with his shot there. Nice angle. Angle-licious. Zolfi tried to avoid the demo. He did so, but in doing that, turned the ball over, and what a blast. Fahad with another goal.
3-0 Penn State dominant in game one, at a whiff off the kickoff of an open net that had to fall if you're Houston.
This one falls back for Zulfi. He's got a 50 there, but it pops up. Polka Dot having to beat Fahad. Houston seems like they have to use a majority of their boost just to try and win some of these challenges, much less try and do something afterwards. Kiliak's down to his team, and Xander full of nitrous there. What a setup there. As the give and the go, Kiliak's off the pass feeds Xander right back. That's 4-0 Penn State.
That was beautiful. 1 minute to go. Penn State dominant in game one. Fox, there's no other way to put it but dominant for Penn State. I mean, they have just had complete control of offense and defense. Houston has had very minimum space on the Penn State side. Double reset on Xander. Go. Oh, no, it's denied. The huge save, rebound turned away as well. Penn State nearly saw a fifth there with 45 to play.
Now the Cougars may be looking for a little bit of positive mojo and momentum to go into game two with Zulfi trying to penetrate. There are 3 blue cars surrounding that man. Houston are having trouble achieving any amount of space, any amount of free time. Even there, just carrying the ball upfield. Demo there disrupts the play. Xander's right back. This one's going to be a turnover. Good save by Fahad. Penn State, a smothering defensive unit right now, and Houston going to have to try and find a way to break through this one. This is a little sloppy, but Kiliak's no pressure there. He'll clear it away. The final 10 seconds, it looks like Mr. Nation that Penn State, they have something to prove, and they've definitely proven themselves here in game one.
Also interesting to take note of, too, is Houston. Hey, hold on. That's going to be a kill, but Houston comes off a series Old Dominion just couldn't really hang with Houston. They're going to have to kind of now adjust a team that really is on paper better than them. So it's kind of maybe took a little bit to kind of adjust to playing a completely different style of play in this series where Old Dominion, again, were very slow. Now Penn State's playing fast over the top of their offensive zone. Houston's got to adjust going into game two. We'll see what they can do.
Indeed, 2 goals, 2 saves for both Xander and Fahad. Kiliak's not to be denied either. 2 assists for him. Plenty of 2s across the board for Penn State. Houston, of course, the big goose egg on the scoreboard there. They're going to be looking for some positive offense. They're going to have to try and break through a very stout-looking Penn State team. The Nittany Lions, they definitely firmly stamped themselves into game number 1. Game 2, every game is different, and we'll have to see how Houston responds here.
Well, a big game here for Houston now. You don't want to drop 0-2. That's for dang sure in a series like this, Fox. But for Penn State, I mean, you need to prove that that Radford performance wasn't a fluke. Now, you are here to compete this season, and they are showing a top 25 team, in my opinion. A super solid result. A huge save there for Houston. Rebound will go. Fahad makes it 1-0.
It looked inevitable. I mean, every single shot from Penn State is either just barely touching a defender or hitting the bar. That does stay out, and eventually the attack, the 3-man onslaught from the Nittany Lions, able to once again get the first goal 16 seconds in. We saw 2 goals in under 40 seconds in game 1. Here in game 2, Penn State, another hot start. And now Houston really are starting to find themselves backed into a corner here. And they'll have to play it out of their own corner, as Zulfi will take charge. He's got Polka Dot forward. Zulfi, nice flip. Putting the ball up, but Kiliak was wary to that. Dez unable to get the steal. He got bumped off, and Penn State will survive. They'll clear out to Central. Polka Dot trying to find something. No more boost to his name. He'll call in Zulfi for a little bit of help. Again, Penn State on this backboard. Houston finding not a lot when it comes to putting a pass there off the backboard. That shot fended off, and Penn State once again survived that one.
Houston, again, I like those shots placements we're seeing, but again, it's just barely hitting the bar and going out of reach there of the Penn State goal. And if you're Houston, got to find a way to get these shots to fall through, because eventually Penn State probably will score 1 or 2 more. So you're going to be able to score multiple goals if you're going to win games in this series. And Houston they haven't still not scored yet. They're 7 minutes scoreless here, Fox. I mean, what's got to change if you're UH here?
You definitely have to start using each other in the midfield more. You see a layered attack there. Does get a shot towards target. Wasn't on. Xander will be able to fend it off. But use each other. Dez will get bumped there. Zulfi comes in to help out. Nice bump forward as well. So Houston, they're starting to play as a cohesive unit. That's what you're going to need to beat a well-oiled Penn State machine that's operating currently as Polka Dot. He'll take this one up for an air dribble. He has got teammates forward and behind him. Unable to get that one past Kiliak as he will fend it off, but Zulfi with a nice steal, forcing Fahad to use up his boost to clear that one away, but into the waiting hands of a Cougar. Here comes Polka Dot, bumping Kiliak. It's an absolute melee there on the sidewall, and there is Houston's first goal as just playing literally tailback. Polka Dot bodies Kiliak right off the play.
That was almost story of the night box for Houston. If that didn't go in, that was almost just utter nonsense. But 2:54 to go, Houston on the board. It's 1-1.
There's nothing you could explain other than that was just a larger Octane in Polka Dot. Big time bump play for him, and that's a great way to penetrate that defense, get your first goal under your belt. And now tied at 1, it seems to be a brand new game, brand new series. At least it should feel that way for Houston now that they have finally penetrated the Penn State defense. And now this one ended off by Fahad. He's got some teammates waiting to the side. Kiliak will help him out. Clear this one away into the corner where Dez will touch it up and over. He got rushed. Zulfi helping him.
15 to play here for UH. Maybe a shot there. Xander will turn that one wide. A little bit of a pass broken up there. And Houston now got to retreat. Penn State already deep in red territory. Blocks in Houston. Defense, it's getting better. It feels like, at least to me right now. But the offense has got to be able to be consistent. I think if that's not, the case for Houston, they're in for a long night as well. But they're at least limiting Penn State more here in Game 2 than what we saw in Game 1, which is going to bode well for them moving forward. But in terms of the series, when you've got a minute 45 left, the offense, I don't like their odds in overtime. I feel like he needs something soon, and maybe it's the next possession that has to be perfect if you're Houston.
Zulfi looking to try and achieve that perfection, has Xander up with a great read there. As Polka Dot leaves it for Dez, receives a great upfield feed from him, but Xander was waiting on the backboard to force Zulfi. He do a play out of the sidewall, no more boost to his name. He'll have to pull off. Not a lot of boost to anyone's name in Houston. Polka Dot's the only one who had any, and he's going to pop it up into Kiliak's hands. It's going to be taken away. Here comes Xander. Flip reset. Tries to get over one. Tries to get the bump. Deflects away. Houston survived that one in a good 50. Cougars now on the counterattack.
1 to play here in game number 2. Houston trying to survive in game 2. They win, but nothing there. Polka Dot fires high and wide. Xander couldn't clear that one away. Fahad broken up by Dez. 45 to go. The clock becoming a factor, Fox.
This has been a tale of 2 separate games for sure. Penn State absolutely dominated game 1, and then game 2, Houston has stood right back up off the mat and going more toe-to-toe with the Nittany Lions. This has turned into a great game. Not sure if that would have been a Rule 1, but it got broken either way, so we will give them the benefit of the doubt and say that wasn't going to be the rule. Now this one popped forward. Penn State trying to chase it down. Dez sends it into the corner. This one popped towards the net of Houston. Zulfi said not so fast, and Polka Dot will outlet this one. Dez is there, not a lot of boost. Puts one towards target. Polka Dot's there, but Xander said not quite, and this one put back. Zulfi having to say the same. Both teams standing tall on defense. Nation, we got OT.
Not quite yet. The ball's still alive. Houston, maybe a chance for Zulfi. Fahad launching forward. Houston still alive. Dez over 2-on-1 flip reset. Finds an open pass. That's good for Houston. Polka Dot on 0 seconds. Gets it done.
Oh, the reason I said OT, basically golden goal wins it all, and Dez with the flip reset pass finds Polka Dot in open space. Houston, they have life. They are on the board in the series, and we have got ourselves a best of 3 moving forward.
Houston makes you eat your words, Fox, after that call. We're going to overtime, and then it's a not so fast on the overtime, Fox.
Well, to me, at 0 seconds, it's already overtime because the next goal does win the game. But in terms of actual overtime, you were correct. Great 0-second ice from Houston. And you said you didn't feel confident about them in overtime. Well, they were like, Nation, guess what? We don't need it.
And dude, they didn't need overtime at all. Houston, they're not an overtime kind of team. I mean, I think to me, looking at this series, I expect this one. That's why I altered the broadcast because I wanted to see. This is a game I was looking forward to. I saw the schedule drop. I kind of marked the games I really wanted to broadcast. This is one of the games I wanted to see, and I'm excited we got to see Houston play twice tonight, and you're here with me for a good series, it looks like.
Absolutely happy to be here. Looks like not everyone's happy with Nation in the chat, getting called for not being a ball knower. So we'll have to see if Nation does, in fact, no ball. Either way, we've got a 1-all affair. Houston ties us up. If you're just joining us, Penn State a dominant 4-0 victory in Game 1, and then Houston a 2-1 victory in Game 2. That's how we got here. Houston having to fend that one off. That would have been Penn State's third straight goal in under 15 seconds, but the Cougars, they withstood.
Galaxy, you're a silly little laugh. But back to action here. Game 3. Houston, Penn State all even at 1. And what a series it's been. The first 10 minutes, highly eventful. Houston talked about the comeback at the end of Game 2 into the 0-second goal. Maybe a break here. Fahad couldn't get there. Dez finds the Cougars in front.
Yeah, Kiliak is able to fend it off. Xander got caught a little bit too heavy-handed with his attempt at a challenge there. He needed to probably drift a little bit back, and the Houston Cougars, with some great vision, able to punish. Good shot there, put on in Houston. That's their first goal, and technically this is their first lead with any time left in regulation. That one going to be fended off by Polka Dot. Goal line stand there, and this one put right back. Houston's lead, it was there, but not anymore.
Not very long at all, Fox. And Penn State were quick to recover that goal, and 4:14 to go. We're back to equilibrium at 1 apiece.
Nice angle, too. That was a great shot. Good pressure there. Penn State not going away, obviously. Houston, they did score their first goal. They had the lead for about 12 seconds. That's all that they've led in this series because they won the game with 0 seconds left. They didn't spend any of it leading last game. So now a brand new tied affair once again as Penn State. Xander collects ball, air dribble out towards midfield, able to elude Polka Dot, but not Dez. Fahad towards goal. Zolfi says, I'll take that. Sends it out towards midfield where Xander will try and return to sender. This one a little dangerous. Houston's got to be careful. Xander was coming with some speed, but Zolfi able to just fend it off. Houston's defense, it doesn't look the prettiest at times, but at least for now, it's for the most part effective.
Looks comfortable too, playing at a tied-up score like this. Penn State is trying to branch out to a lead, but Houston looks like they're more than comfortable and content with the way things have gone in the first 12 seconds. And my goodness, what a flick there. It's possession back in the hands of UA. Cheers, Penn State now will start a counter across the Houston territory. 2 minutes gone, Fox. I mean, we're, again, 12 minutes through this series. What are you seeing early?
Well, so far in this game, Houston started out strong, Penn State with the counterpunch, and that's something that you're going to see in any really good heavyweight bout. You're going to see punches, you're going to see counterpunches, and it's how the opponents are able to get back up and send that next punch. And that's kind of what we're seeing in this series thus far. It is turning a lot closer after an early Game 1 stomping from Penn State. Has gotten a lot better in the following 2 games. This one towards Dez. What a shot. As Polka Dot says, here you go, brother. Have a go. And Dez, no mistake.
What a shot from Dez there. A beautiful pass from Polka Dot. Sets up a 2-1 Houston Cougar lead. They got the lead again, Fox. We'll see how long this one will last.
I mean, it was talked about earlier in the stream how Dez was subbing in for Anubis on this Houston roster. Dez is looking really good. Here he comes again. Say his name and he will deliver. That's a 2-piece for him as he just races forward, steals the ball. Nice little read off the backboard. What a touch.
2:33 to go. Houston back on top by a second goal. Now Penn State trailing by more than 1 goal for the first time in a long time. As again, they held Radford very close. Last night they didn't really ever trail by more than a goal, so this is maybe new territory for the Nittany Lions.
Houston playing with speed, playing with confidence. We've seen Dez do it time and time again. Here he comes again, but no more boost to lose out on that one. Now Kiliak's looking for Fahad. He's there, trying to go for the backboard, but Zolfi was there in his path, and now Polka Dot playing it forward. No more Penn State player to play it through as he got played through himself and demoed. Zolfi out of the corner. Polka Dot's waiting mid, but Kiliak was there too. Fahad will send this one down. Penn State trying to counter, but that one falls a little too close to the Cougars. Xander, a little bit of a flip reset, tries to pass it down to Kiliak. Houston is now the team that's really starting to close down these chances and close out the space on Penn State. It's a total reversal of the script.
1:35 to go. Kiliak back to Fahad, a little overshot in the pass there. 90 seconds. Double attempt for Sanders. No good. Zolfi will break that one up. Now Houston starts the transition.
Dez, good flick over one. No more boost. He'll go for the bump instead. Fahad able to avoid it, and he accidentally gets popped by his own teammate, but Penn State, no worse for wear on that one. They'll dump it out right into the waiting bumper of Zulfi. Goes for the musty, not much on it. Be fended off to the corner where Penn State will take over with Killiax. He is running on empty, but so are two Houston Cougars. Polka Dot again, the last man standing with boost. He's able to buy his team time. And they collect some for the tank. Under 1 minute to go here in Game 3. Penn State. Now maybe they're starting to sweat just a little bit because Houston have had a comeback for the ages in this Game 3.
40 seconds left. 3-1 up for Houston. Is in 15 minutes. We'll get you to Quinnipiac versus Northern Arizona after the conclusion of this series here. But 30 seconds left, Blocksby. What's turn in your opinion for Houston that's led to the success the last 10 minutes of this series?
You saw they really started to feel themselves. They got some speed and they got some confidence in their challenges. That one is going to confidently be stuffed down into the net as Dez feeds it up the wall. Fahad thinks he has time. Nope, Polka Dot is right there. And that pinch, I mean, you can't really script that. You can't practice those. Kind of needs just a little bit of luck, but Polka Dot's speed there, that challenge forces that ball right into the net. And Houston, with a comfortable 4-1 lead, it looks like Game 1 all over again, but this time it's in Cougar red.
16 seconds, and the Cougars of Houston up by 4, and it's going to be a 2-1 lead for UH.
Nice shot there by Polka Dot, feeding it in, as we will have to do just a little bit of housekeeping. Now for the final 16 seconds, Penn State would love a goal, try and stop the bleeding, as they really need to try and not let this series get too far out of hand. Houston, a big response. It was a close Game 2, a much more decisive Game 3 for the Cougars, and they will have a well-deserved lead headed into Game 4 in Utopia.
We'll turn to the tides here in this clock. I mean, after Game 1, we kind of thought, okay, Penn State might roll through Houston, but these last 10 minutes, Houston have shown some resistance. They've shown some fight, so I think they've got to be feeling really good about the last couple of games in this. Going to Game 4, if this dominance continues, maybe Game 4 feels like a continuation of Game 3.
Yeah, Dez, 3 shots, 3 goals on those 3 shots, 100% shooting participation, 100% goal participation as well. With 3 goals, 2 assists, Dez was all over that one. A very well-deserved MVP medal for him. The whole team played great. Now we're going to have to see, how do Penn State respond? And again, that's what I said. You know, any good fight, you're going to get knocked down. You're going to lose a couple rounds, but it's how you bounce back. You're still very much in this series. The series continues to go on, and now Penn State have a chance to answer. Send us to a winner-take-all Game 5, and that's a great start. 1-0 off the hop. It's Fahad.
4:55 after a 5-1 victory in Game 3 for Houston. Penn State open up Game 4 with a massive goal here. Houston trailing 1, but have that 2-1 series lead just in case Game 4 goes south.
Indeed, good start for Penn State. And I do see the question from Mr. Bepic in chat. Yes, Xander is nitrous. He's on Xander. That's why we are referring to him as Xander, because that's what you see, but that is nitrous for Penn State. Killiax. Going to be looking in front. Here's Fahad. The shot, it avoided the defender. Couldn't quite be on target, though, but here's Xander. Just talked about him now. Nitrous off the backboard. Good flip. He's able to 50 that away from Zulfi, but nothing but Cougars there in the area till Killiax is able to down on the open space, forcing Houston back into their own territory. They're a little bit awkward. Low on boost. That's a turnover right to Xander, and his follow-up attempts. It's away from him. For right now, Houston does survive, but Penn State, they're looking good early.
I thought it was a little crazy, too, that Houston wasn't in ranks going into league play here, and they were doing this to Penn State with a sub. But they are not even full strength, and they blew out Penn State. Last game might have a chance to pull things together here and grab a win over Penn State, but 3:55 to go. The Nittany Lions still a 1-0 advantage at the end of the first minute.
Almost feels like an insult to call Dez a sub after his Game 2 performance. How about Nitrous with a carry, and he just never took his eyes off the target. This air dribble's beautiful, up over one and then through the second defender. All by himself, he takes on 2 Cougars head on, forces that ball straight into the net. Penn State double up.
2-0, maybe a kickoff attempt here. Xander, backfield met by Desi, is bumped down, but nothing there, broken up for the Houston offense here. And again, Fox, okay, this has to be a goal for Houston. Des turns it home, 2-1, the Cougars within one.
What a bounce. Fahad going for the touch right into Zulfi, and then that ends up being a pass because Dez is hanging out there after his challenge. Great vision, great speed by Zulfi, and a deserved goal to lead now sliced right in half. And I mean, it's anything but over. It feels like one team gets the advantage. They might have a game where they dominate, but it doesn't last for long. Game 2 was close. Looks like Game 4 might be close as well. Turning into a heck of a series, and now Kiliak's looking to make a heck of a play. He spots Fahad there, but some good defense will send them back the other way.
It really feels like, I mean, well, they've had Houston now 2 goals that are off of just crazy pinches that gave Houston the numbers advantage and led to the goals. Maybe Penn State feels like those 2 goals are both a little luck involved, but still have a 1-goal lead here, 2 minutes off the clock. With the last 3 minutes, what's got to give if you're Houston?
Well, for Houston, you really need to remember what it took with the speed, able to defeat Penn State in the air for so much offensive success in Game 3 that we saw. Because right now, Penn State, they are much more confident in their challenges. They're making it hard again on Houston to find any room to operate. They were really using each other. But this game, they needed a lucky bounce, which they did get off of Zulfi. But since then, Penn State have limited the amount of good offensive chances.
Halftime has come and gone here in Game 4. Houston still trail by 1, almost broken up there. Left alone now is Zulfi. Kiliak's
he's got a blocker.
Demo. The save is not made. Penn State, the 2-goal lead.
2-on-1, polka dot, unfortunate miss. Fahad's just like, Kiliak's, go kill. And Zulfi running for his life. He almost made the squishy, a valiant effort nonetheless. That was close. Good try from Zulfi, but either way, the outnumbered chance, Penn State take advantage of it. They play it patiently, and they are rewarded with a goal. A 2-goal lead now headed into the final 2 minutes.
Now Houston's got to reestablish on the offensive side. They're going to have a chance to compete here in Game 4 and find a goal and get this thing back within 1 and within striking distance of goal number 3. But right now they still need goal number 2. 2-minute warning here in game number 4 in Houston. Running down the field, a big breakup. Penn State off target. Kiliak's couldn't put that one home after a 2-on-1 advantage.
Now Penn State have to be careful. Everyone's committed forward. That's going to be a turnover. Polka dot spots Zulfi. Not exactly the transition that Houston would have liked, as they do turn this one back over. Penn State into the zone. Not much to be had there, as Polka dot will send it away. Just not much in the tank here for Polka dot. That spawns for him. That's a favorable spawn for Houston. Now they're set up trying to find a little bit of space. And Fahad will send him back to midfield, but Dez will return it. Only as far as the man in the air. It was Xander looking for a double.
The left wall here. Couldn't get anything up that he liked on that look down. Dez, the man of the hour. 1 minute to go here in game number 4 in Houston. Trying to keep Penn State at bay within striking distance, but nothing there. Final minute to go here. Fox and Penn State still just completely dominant here in game 4. Oh my goodness, that was almost beautiful.
That was close. Good opportunity there for Penn State. They will be happy to play a little bit of Pong in the midfield here. Xander, looks like they're mostly just playing clock. They don't need to score, but they really do need to limit the amount of offense they give to Houston here in the final 40. It's a bad turnover, but doesn't really result in much. Penn State will come back to the house. Some good defense. Xander will clear, under 30 to go. And Penn State, they are hoping for Champions Field. For Houston, you're just hoping for a goal, and soon, to give yourselves a chance.
Almost had an opportunity. Xander double touch off the sidewall behind, left with nothing. We'll find Xander upfield. Houston couldn't find a recovery there. That one no good. Zulfi will keep Xander from a 4.
Zulfi said, I didn't get the squishy save earlier, watch this. And he did so. It was a good effort defensively for Houston, but unfortunately not enough offense on the board. Nation, we've got game 5, Houston and Penn State. They trade blows once again, and this one is headed to a winner-take-all affair.
And Penn State heading into a deciding game 5. Well, what a start, man, to the night.
Yeah, it's definitely, well, it's not really a start on the stream. It's a start for me, at least, but I know you've already been going strong for a while, and for anyone who didn't get to see, Houston is coming off a series win just before this. They swept Old Dominion 3-0, and now they are involved in a 5-game affair with Penn State. Much more competitive here than that first series ended up being for Houston. And now this is going to be their 8th straight game of Rocket League. Do they have enough left in the tank to overcome a Penn State team that just saw a very valiant and solid Game 4 effort?
I mean, I think on paper coming into tonight, looking at this alone, I mean, Penn State really shouldn't be in Game 5 with Houston. Most people will probably agree with that, but I think the way Houston can fight in these kind of series, even last season playing Colorado, getting dominated there, they fought them dang close. So I think they can play up to the level of most of these teams in the league and give them a run for the money, and it's something Houston's going to learn from no matter the outcome of tonight, moving forward into the rest of the season. But there's experiences this team can take away to kind of grow as a team and move forward and hopefully compete for, maybe a conference title later on. But this is a big opportunity for a win for Houston.
Absolutely. This one popped forward while we have just a quick moment. Mystic in the chat. Northern Arizona versus Quinnipiac and San Jose State and Miami will be coming your way after this series in that order that I mentioned it. So 2 more series for the night. Yes, people do play after this series, but back to Game 5. First 40 seconds, Nation, we didn't see a goal. This is pretty much the longest that both teams have taken to score in the series. And, I mean, understandably so. Game 5, the nerves, everything is a lot higher.
Dolphy cut out of position there, had a chance to turn around and shoot if he was in the right place at the right time. But this first minute, nothing on the board. Give and go for Sander, 1-on-2, 1-on-1 now. Dolphy left alone, have help in front, gets a help from Dez, and Houston remains unscathed.
That was ice cold from Nitrous, almost dominated an entire defense, but the reinforcements from behind the blind spot while you're dribbling, you can't look behind you. That one's off the post. Rebound, Killiax is there. Penn State strike first in Game 5. Persistence pays off.
That's a thing you can't really have at this point until he bumped slightly too by Sander, but I'm not sure that would have made a difference. I don't think he was going to get there in time, but minute 21, 22 gone, and Houston will trail in Game 5.
Absolutely, and we've only seen Houston win 1 game where they didn't score first in the series. Obviously, it's only a 5-game data, so it's not a whole lot of product to go off of, but after they give up the first goal, they haven't done very well in the series thus far. So they will definitely have to bounce back. Polka Dot, that's a tough touch. He'll force Zolfi back to do a little housekeeping along his backboard. Does so nicely and sends it back down. Penn State will be able to collect in the form of Xander. He's got ball. Flip reset. Second flip reset. Does he have a pass in front? The teammate was there, but some good defense. They knocked out that flashy play, and Penn State will have to go back and fetch it midfield.
From the backfield to launch that one forward. Killiax towards the right wall. Now it's Dolphy. Upfield clear, halftime approaching here, Fox. And I mean, through the first half, what are we seeing out of Houston? Maybe a chance there for Penn State. Nothing will fall. And Houston hold again.
Good defense there. It was a little bit awkward, but they made it work. Not a whole lot of boost again. The one man who did have boost, I've said it many times this series, was Polka Dot. He got demoed. Zolfi with a low boost save there, but Penn State able to get back momentum. Unfortunately, though, the demo and the steal results in a shot. Cougars kept out by Killiax, but here is Dez one-on-one with Killiax. He used his flip early. Doesn't matter. It got through. Dez is through. And the substitute for Houston is saying, guys, you might want to start looking at me for a starting spot.
Yeah, and Houston again on the goal. That demo in the second man opened things up. Just had to beat that last defender. Through 11, it's 1-1.
That's huge. That's a great response. Good play. They're using the advantage created by that awkward demo at midfield, forced Penn State back. They were a little discombobulated. The one-on-one goes Dez's way. Houston, they have the response they need, but now here's Killiax looking to make amends, trying to pass mid. Now Polka Dot. Xander is back. Xander's got to watch out for Zolfi, and he unfortunately got scored by Zolfi. And Polka Dot is able to walk it into the net because there's the blocker in front. Great play. Xander doesn't count for one, but the ball, that puts one on the board.
And Houston on a 2-0 run. The Cougars, 1:54 to go, jumped in front of the Nittany Lions. Penn State now must score to re-equalize.
Oh, and some quick chats going as well on the bump play. A little bit of feistiness in the final 2 minutes. Houston, they're going to keep knocking on the door. This time it's Sulfi, and I'll give you one guess as to who made that play possible, Nation.
Who but Dez? 1:44 to go with the two-goal lead.
Who else but Dez? The quick chat is flying between these two. 3-1 lead here for Houston. Penn State, they would love a response and love it with as much time left on the clock as they can get. Here's Fahad. Not heard too much from him lately. We have heard from Nitrous quite a bit this game. He will try to break through, but Houston once again keeps it. Headed back towards the Penn State half. This one towards the backboard. A little awkward between Xander and Fahad. They will be able to fend it off. Demo there by Kiliax, but Houston, they've got their foot on the gas. They're not letting up, Nation.
1:15 to go. The Cougars got to hold on tight defensively. You can't let Xander get a look over the middle. You can't give Nitrous space. So, again, 60 seconds. Just got to hold on. I mean, Penn State's offense is going to have pressure there. This one wide. Zolfi will hold them off for now. And the last 60, you got to be perfect if you're Houston. But again, you can give up one goal. You have a multi-goal lead, so it's not the end of the world if Penn State does score one more time.
They're definitely trying. Here comes Nitrous. He's up. He's going to leave it for Kiliax. The fake, then to the double tap that just doesn't fall. Kiliax had the chance. The ball, the rebound was beautiful. But Fahad, Penn State not done yet. They are fighting. There's still time on this clock for them. Kiliax, his touch a little heavy. Ball's right to Dez. Here he comes. Can he put a finishing touch on a beautiful series by that? Attempts just goes past the net, and now Kiliax right back. We're going back and forth, end-to-end action here. And now Nitrous, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, standing tall. Zolfi said no.
That's a look you got to have if you're Penn State on the goal line with Nitrous in a one-on-one. 10 seconds to go. One last effort here for Penn State. Xander to Kiliax in the right corner. Couldn't reach it. Houston's going to do it. They're going to stun Penn State.
Oh, and one more for the road. How about the bounce just before time expires? And Zolfi puts the absolute cherry on top of a Houston Cougars Sunday. 4-1, your final in Game 5. It was a thrilling series. It was a close series. Both teams had games they dominated. Both teams squeaked out a close one. And then here in Game 5, it was Houston whose offense caught fire. And Zolfi, 856 points, Game 5, 5 saves, 2 goals. MVP-style performance will earn Houston their second win of the night.
We're going to go to a break. When we come back, Quinnipiac takes on Northern Arizona after the break.